Gunther has officially retired AJ Styles, and this is his third retirement match. He's retired Bill Goldberg, he's retired John Cena, and now he's retired AJ Styles. And he's been given the name Career Killer because of it. Now, first of all, we knew Styles was not going to compete for long in WWE. We knew it was a matter of time when we were going to see him call it quits, and we saw that happen at the Rumble. Um, I actually teared up because when the match was over and he was doing the whole take off the gloves and put him down, but hesitate, but then go back to putting them down, but then hesitate. Like and the fans were going crazy for him. Uh, it was kind of like the Cena retirement when that happened. So I did tear up. I did cry on this one, and it was heartfelt. It was disappointing to see that this is the end for Styles in WWE, and I think that's kind of how they put this match together. Like they said, his WWE career is over, not necessarily his wrestling career, because he's got a full year still left. So I've said this before. Gunther is the kind of guy that you look at and say, if you took Ric Flair from the '80s, right, and you took Randy Orton from the 2000s and you combine them, you'd get Gunther. Because Gunther is not necessarily all flashy, but he's also a guy who is very deliberate. He's very deliberate. He has impact, and because of that, his personality comes off being very natural. Like he's naturally somebody that you want to hate, and so putting him against AJ Styles, I'm sure it made this match just much more worthy of watching because of the dynamic that you had with Gunther and Styles. Again, Gunther viscerally hated AJ Styles, just massive cheers. And so when you have a dynamic like that, like it's not like 50-50, right? It's not like some people love Gunther and some people hate him. No, everybody does not like this guy for retiring their favorites, and basically somebody who is just he's not flashy, right? He doesn't flash to the crowd very much in terms of like doing things that are unique or doing things that are would elicit a pop. I mean, his finishing move is the chokehold, right? So you want to hate somebody who doesn't even give you like much in the match that is like I would say, as a baby face, right? You do a lot of the exciting moves to kind of get people excited. But Gunther, he plays the role well. Like he's not somebody who's going to do that. He's a hired assassin to get the job done. It doesn't matter how ugly it looks, right? So there's no way that you can't sit there and not hate him. So he's doing a job very well. So Gunther ends up beating Styles, and we're looking at this and we're saying, okay, is AJ officially done? Now, I thought the match itself was great. I think the way that they ended the match, it's a little bit resemblant of what they did with Cena too, right? So Styles is in the chokehold, tries to get up, he gets up, but then back down again, and then he gets up again, and then Gunther is doing the elbows to the side of the neck, goes back down. This time around, he was passed out. The referee lifted up the arm. Styles can keep it up there. Referee calls the match. Okay, so I thought, I mean, it was cool. Like he didn't tap out. He passed out, and then he also didn't put his gloves back in the ring because there's opportunity elsewhere for him, and that's I think where they're going because his WWE career is over. But could this be a sign that we could see him elsewhere? Could we see him in TNA? Could we see him in Ring of Honor? Could we see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling with some of the other, competitors that he's had history with? Could we see him face off against, I don't know, Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, right? Some people were saying Adam Copeland. I'm not sure if Adam Copeland would be ready, or I know he's a little bit in terms of in the ring, he's not as great as he used to be, but having think about AJ Styles and Edge, that was a dream match. So I mean, we could still have that depending on how they play it out. But we're not sure. I'm not really sure if AJ is going to AEW. He might go to TNA, or he might go to some of the other promotions that WWE's partnered up with, perhaps. Um, but that's only if, because I know his contract is expiring in a few weeks. So if he does not renew, which I don't think he will, then he's a free agent and he can go wherever he wants to. And I'm sure he'll be in the Hall of Fame soon, and I'm sure he'll probably get a Legends deal with the WWE eventually as well. So that'll be down the road. But this leaves the door open now for Gunther as well, because Gunther, he has beaten Styles. He was the runner-up in the Royal Rumble. So now the next opponent for him is out in the open. And there's rumors saying that he'll probably face off against Brock Lesnar. But the rumors are that it's going to be at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. So unless they decide to do that at WrestleMania, because Brock Lesnar also does not have an opponent for WrestleMania. So we're not sure, where does this fit in? Where does Gunther go from here? I don't believe he'll be in any title match for WrestleMania. So if anything, it'll probably be somebody who is either going to be retiring soon or is leaving WWE perhaps and going elsewhere. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But overall, I thought the match was great, and I teared up, as I said, and I look forward to seeing what happens to AJ Styles. A phenomenal, no pun intended, 10-year run in WWE. Literally 10 years ago, 2016, he was entrant number 3 and came out. You saw the words phenomenal on the screen, and people just lost their mind. And that right there gave Vince McMahon the idea that this guy is somebody. He proved himself. From the very first day, he proved himself. So all I can say is thank you, AJ Styles, for an amazing 10-year run here. Some of the greatest feuds I've had the privilege to watch and see, and see some of the matches you've been able to put on. Roman Reigns, John Cena, just a bunch of great names, Shinsuke Nakamura. And I look forward to seeing where he might go from here. And, of course, I look forward to seeing who Gunther is going to face next as we head into WrestleMania. There's no chance that he's not going to have somebody to face off against at WrestleMania.